history of Owl's Head Provincial Park, from my personal knowledge, goes back 45 years to the mid-1970s, when it was included in the Eastern Shore Seaside Park System as a natural environment park component. That Eastern Shore Seaside Park System was the result of one of the most intensive public consultation programs in history at that point. From 1975 to present day, the park, as it was called and referred to by the provincial government, was included in several other iterations and plans. And most significantly, it was one of the candidate sites in the 2013 Parks and Protected Areas Plan, which was endorsed by the government and was the result of, again, countless hours of public consultation and input from scientists and citizens. And so this is some of the historical background that has led to the group's outrage over its secret removal from that plan. On December 18th, 2019, there was a story published in the CBC by Michael Gorman that revealed the results of a FOIPOP and a whistleblower complaint that he had received, which showed that then Minister Ian Rankin had gone to Cabinet and arranged for the Owl's Head Park property to be removed from the Parks and Protected Areas Plan. And the park was removed through what is known as a minute letter, which is protected by cabinet secrecy. So this is why we say this was a secret deal. The documents that we have seen from that initial CBC story, and later from the court case that was brought by Bob Bancroft and Eastern Shore Forest Watch, they reveal this sequence of events, the phone calls, the meetings, the lobbying, the arrangements that were made to create this offer to sell the park lands to the American developer, Betwith Gilbert, in the company name Lighthouse Links Development. Owl's Head Provincial Park is a special area on many levels. It's a large, undeveloped, pristine coastal headland. It's connected to the 100 Wild Islands project and the Eastern Shore Islands Wilderness Area geographically. It has a very interesting and unique geology where you have a series of parallel bedrock ridges. We're in the process of gathering good scientific baseline information to support the protection of Owl's Head. And that will involve, for example, hundreds of species of lichen that have developed there, plant communities, bogs, barrens, and wetlands. And of course, another very important and unique aspect of Owl's Head as a public coastal park property is that it has over 5 miles of coastline. You're looking at 10,000 years of evolution of the flora there, basically since the last ice age. And this flora has been allowed by a combination of difficulty of access and lack of development to evolve into a very wonderful complex heathland vegetation that has a globally rare plant community, broom crowberry. Over 70 species of birds have been identified that nest or rest there. It's on the Atlantic Flyway, so you have migratory birds that are coming in there and using these ponds and wetlands and bogs and again, and shoreline. We have seen in the background documents from the government the references to the species at risk that are found there. Barn swallows, piping plovers, there are several. It also is intimately connected to a very abundant eelgrass area And we know that from the way water moves in these systems, that whatever you do on Owl's Head is going to end up in the adjacent marine waters, whether it's sedimentation or pesticides or nitrates from golf course operations. So this is another, concern for us, that these special undisturbed ecosystems are going to be destroyed by this project. Another thing that the documents that were released through the FOIPOP and the court case have revealed is the developer's intention to develop 3 golf courses and a number of related real estate developments. To achieve this level of development in a site like Owl's Head, you basically have to destroy the entire site. You have to, as I believe Michael Gorman referred to it as carpet bombing. Other people have referred to it as obliterate the site. They make reference to taking the rock ridges and crushing and grinding them into sand to build the golf course holes. This is really absurd, in my mind, to take a significant publicly owned ecological area and bring this level of destruction to bear. The government has said they've done this because they can, that they have found a path to removing a protected area, a park essentially, and offering it for sale to a private developer. This sets a terrible precedent for for approximately 200 other properties in the Our Parks and Protected Areas plan that have the exact same legal status as Owl's Head. In fact, many of those properties wouldn't enjoy the same history and public commitment to protection as a provincial park that Owl's Head has. So when you look around, you see these nature reserves and wilderness areas and provincial parks that basically the government has been too lazy or inept to properly designate with the appropriate legislation and regulations. And now they're treating them as though they're available for developers. It would set a terrible precedent if it's allowed to proceed. One of the really concerning aspects of this whole process and period of time we've been through have been the attempts to divide the community along the lines of economy versus the environment. And it's just been a terrible process to watch unfold, where a supposed economic development association set up a petition that referred to the Owl's Head Provincial Park lands as a series of PID numbers. The local MLA embraced this so-called petition of support for the golf courses and presented it to the House. And it's just, given the absence of any public consultation or notification on this decision to remove and sell the property, we just feel this has been a terrible slap in the face for the public of Nova Scotia to be treated in this manner. And we've also been told that the government doesn't listen to or pay attention to Facebook groups. Well, we've had thousands of people joining us in this fight. And so I think they should listen. I think they should listen to the thousands of people that have sent them emails and letters, to the 23 conservation groups that have petitioned them on this matter. This is who they should listen to. We are the public of this province. Our primary goal is to protect Owl's Head. And to do that, we want the government to rescind their letter of offer to sell the property. And we want the property returned intact to the Our Parks and Protected Areas plan, to its original place as site number 694. And then we want them to complete the formal designation process under the Provincial Parks Act, that similar to what Premier Rankin is committed to do for the other remaining properties in that plan. So it strikes me as such hypocrisy to offer to designate the remaining properties while leaving Owl's Head out of that proposal. So our goal is to reverse this decision and make sure that the park is protected for future generations.
They have poisoned all our oceans and tortured all our lands. Through their greed and want for more, condemn their fellow man. Let's put our hands together, a force that can't be shunned, nature's revolutionary army. Stand up, people, we can do this. Stop the conglomerates that screw us. We'll side with Mother Nature through love and clarity, nature's revolutionary army. Stand up, people, we can do this. Stop the conglomerates that screw us. We'll side with Mother Nature through love and clarity, nature's revolutionary